Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more game for you. The battle between number 1 and number 4. Welcome your Gold Coast Stingrays to the field. The challengers today. Gold Coast coming from the 4th position, the defending GQ champions. Now, the team, the number 1 ranked, the undefeated Brisbane Rhinos. The final semi-final in the men's division. One position has been locked up. The Griffith University Thunder, courtesy of a 34-33 victory over the Bayside Ravens. They will be the first team into the Sun Bowl. Now it's a battle between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Brisbane Rhinos to see who will be meeting them at Cooperoo in 2 weeks' time. The Rhinos yet to taste defeat here in 2018. For those who might have not been up to date with season 2018, the Rhinos have brought in new head coach John Booker, who has really transformed this team along with 3 key imports, one of which not suited up today. Looks like on the field, Jarvis McClam is not donning his usual number 1 jersey. But here we go for the coin toss. For the Rhinos, captains, quarterback Christian Strong, Ryan Glasson, Sebastian Gordon, and Cheyenne James. And for the reigning champions, Reese Perkins, Newton, Damian Malloy, who I'm led to believe will be starting at quarterback today, and offensive MVP award-winning running back, or nominated running back, James Taylor. We assume that we'll be joined by Sean Hunter in the commentary booth. And there it is. The Rhinos will be running right to left. The Gold Coast Stingrays defending the northern end zone. Well, Gold Coast will have their hands full. The Rhinos, in the one time they met this season, demolished them quite handedly, 58 points to 11. They were scheduled to meet again in round 10, but of course, rounds 9 and 10 washed out in Gridiron, Queensland, back-to-back weeks for the first time in GQ history. Eddie Cockwa set to kick off, and commentary booth partner set to join me. Do apologise, Sean. We were led to believe the game wasn't kicking off to 5:45.
That's okay. I'm here just in time.
So, mate, the Rhinos, Stingrays, both teams you've seen at different times this season. Safe to say the underdog here is, for the first time in history, dressed in Columbia blue.
Didn't think we'd say that in our lifetime, Ken.
Cockworth kicks this one deep. Reese Perkins set to return. Found a bit of space in between. Will be taken down the initial contact by Kyron Tanavasa.
Rhinos close that up nice and quick, Ken.
Yeah, mate, let's start off with a couple of key inactives. John Kari. Last time I called the game, he injured himself in pre-game. Obviously, MIA for today. Stepping in for him, Damien Malloy. He started the game last week and the week prior at quarterback.
Not a bad replacement.
To have a Sun Bowl winning quarterback, Queensland quarterback.
Knows this situation very well.
Trips left to start the game. James Taylor in at running back. Napier, motion early. And they'll try to give it to Taylor early. The Rhinos shut down that awfully quick, maybe half a yard on the game.
Rhinos defense has been fantastic this season.
Well, it's hard to pick which is better, their offense or defense. Malloy calls for the snap. Another toss play to Taylor. Taylor, who's got moves for a big man, will pick up another pair of yards here.
Stingrays just trying to warm themselves into this game.
And let's talk inactives on the flip side of things. Jarvis McClam not kitted up today.
Do you know if he's injured, Ken?
Didn't get the official call, but I saw him walking around in his polo and donning one of the cameras today. They've caught Joe Tuamavave offside, and that was a thing we saw regularly in the men's game prior. The Thunder overcoming 7 offside penalties to take the 1-point victory over the Ravens.
Let's hope we see a similar type of game here, Ken. Nice and close.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
We've seen nothing but close games so far today. 4-point victory in the women's game, a 1-point victory in the first men's semi. Malloy wants the ball, trying to catch him offside. Trying desperately hard to catch him offside. Takes a snap finally to pass the ball for the first time today. Napier picks up his first reception. Takes that to the 35.
This is the type of quick plays that we'd like to see from Damien Malloy as well. Nice and simple. He's been playing majority safety this season.
For the time he has played, he's even from the Sun Bowl all last season, he's been strapping himself up quite heavily, just trying to make it through. Rhinos send a blitz. Jonah Gardner will take his first carry. You can see why he's been nominated for offensive MVP in his rookie season.
Good run to the outside left, following his blockers as well. Just taking his time with it. Bouncing out.
Well, they may not have Jarvis McClam, but they still have Christian Strong starting at quarterback. We will see him in a drive's time. And Devontre Parnell, you can see him on screen, bottom of your screen, matched up with Dylan Napier. Johnny Nico looking to blitz on the outside. Malloy will keep it. Tries to dance past Tanavasa. He loses the ball. Rhinos are on it. Rhinos take the ball away. It's recovered by Johnny Nico.
Let's have a look at this. Where did it go wrong? Just when he's gotten tackled, has it been pulled out? No, he's just lost it. Good job, Rhinos.
Well, the last thing you want to do is give the Rhinos a short field. They can score from almost anywhere. I'm more than happy to take it from you. 32 yards out.
Rhinos can score long and they can score quick, Ken.
Seeing Colts quarterback Riley Dix getting the headset passed to him. My defensive coordinator. Here goes Carlton's first carry. He breaks a tackle, shoots into the secondary, and takes this ball to the 21-yard line.
Last time I watched the Rhinos play, I didn't think they had Tim Carlton in running back. Is that a relatively new move, Ken?
Carlton actually started the year at a running back, but they've had many a situation where they've put McClam back there and Latu Mahina when he was healthy. Play action pass, Strong, Parnell on the screen. Tries to break the tackle of Perkins. He's taken down inside the 20. Malloy on the tackle. Malloy playing both ways. He's down and injured. Let's take a look at this again. Malloy's still down. Now he's getting help to his feet. That's a tall ask for Malloy, starting both at safety and quarterback.
Especially with his signature lack of self-preservation on both sides of the field as well.
Yeah, Thomas Pacina handed his headset to Riley Dix, who's really been worked into the system here at the senior level. Still of Colt Division age. Second down. Strong looks to his right, looks for the end zone. It's Parnell. Thiez on the coverage, incomplete.
That was great coverage too. Got right up in his face, followed it through the air.
Well, speaking of young talent stepping up, that's number 89, Bailey Thiez. Another one of the Colts in a starting position for the Stingrays. They've really had to reach down into the junior varsity ranks to have not only players in the rotation, but players starting. 4 down linemen for the Rays. Strong, good protection. So as the option finds Taniwar underneath. He takes it inside the 5. Ball probably down around the 4.
Plenty of time given to Christian Strong by the Rhinos offensive line on that play.
And Rhinos aren't planning on wasting a whole lot of time here in the red zone. Carlton the tailback with Strong. Strong, it'll be a keeper. He's got plenty of blockers up front and strolls inside the left pylon. Rhinos score first. They take the lead 6-0. 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Nice run by Christian Strong on that play, Ken. He's, again, just followed his blockers, bumped up to the outside, got right in the corner and finished off that play.
Senny and Cock were here for the PAT.
Looks like there's a bit of a limp for Hokianga Tanawa. Let's hope he's okay.
It's a fight injury to start the season. I don't think he worked his way into the rotation until about week 5. It's a bad snap. Cockwood just dives on it, and this score will remain 6-0 in favour of the Brisbane Rhinos. We only saw the one missed kick in the last men's game, which almost swung the game. It was blocked and recovered and returned for 2 points for the Ravens. Almost that wouldn't prove the difference.
And what a game that was, Ken. You know, we want to see something similar today. Not many of those have been played against the Rhinos this season, though, unfortunately, so it'll be a tall ask for the Stingrays. But if any club can do it, it'll certainly be them.
Well, after starting the season rough, they opened their season with a tough loss to the Ravens at home. They fought themselves back into the playoff picture and given them the opportunity to defend their title. Something they've held on to for so many years. Kokwa kicks us downfield. Will be fielded by Gardner. Gardner looking for blocks, won't find a whole lot. And he'll get this return. Back past the 25. And the Stingrays, they'll start around the 26-yard line. I'll make that the 27. Well, they fumbled last drive. I mean, do you just take that with a grain of salt and you go out with your game plan?
I think so, Ken. They were moving the ball really nicely up until that point, you know, small plays, moving the chains along relatively well. It's always tough when you're coming up against the best defense in the league, but they just can't let themselves get down about it.
Well, there's still more inactives. We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll get an opportunity here as I don't think Gardner's heard the flag. Flag is, I think that's Tim Redshaw as the side judge today. He's throwing a flag back around the line of scrimmage. Bottom of your screen there.
Play first down.
So offside on the D. And speaking of inactive players, I feel like I've had to continue that trend every time. The Stingrays missing a couple of key offensive linemen, including left tackle Hitz Williams, who's unfortunately away with a family commitment he's had to attend to, and then also big Charles Vatlepu and Remington Skinner. So here goes James Taylor running behind a depleted O-line right now. And Coach Adam Bolton will need to get everything he can out of his second string troops. There's so many key offensive linemen missing for the defending champs.
They've done a pretty good job on that play, Ken. I think the Stingrays are a strong enough club to deal with a couple of players missing, good players as they are.
Jay Tumavave has to come off, I think, for an equipment violation. On for him comes Tory Webb. Malloy again with a hard count. Will persist with this all day, it appears. Short throw out to Napier. Napier turns and dips the shoulder and gets this ball just shy of the 40.
Looks like he's picked up a first down on that one. And I think this is what the Stingrays will need to achieve all game. Just short, sharp plays, move them chains down the field.
Well, we've changed up their coverage now. Emmanuel Carpo is now at a left cornerback, matching up with Napier. They've moved Parnell out to the right side to cover the rookie, Jaden Paludin. And here goes big James Taylor. Gets the ball past the 40, picks up maybe 2 yards.
Stingrays going for, what will this be, Ken? Consecutive Sun Bowl appearances?
Well, technically speaking, the only championship they weren't involved in was 2010, which was actually between the Wildcats and the Ravens, which the title has been vacated, as James Taylor takes another carry. So if we do the maths, it's almost been 8 years, but before then they had another 10 years, so it's almost edges close to the 20 years consecutive.
It's an incredible record that the Stingrays will be doing everything they can to avoid coming to an end tonight, I think.
Third down. There's Rhino sideline on screen. First third and long attempt here for Damien Malloy. They'll stick it on the ground with Gardner. Gardner beats the first tackler, but the second wave, including defensive captain Sebastian Gordon, takes him down with a nice tackle, bringing up fourth down. They have advanced into Rhino territory. Let's see if they just choose to play aggressively here. as a team coming in as the 4th seed.
Looks like they're going to go for it too. These are Damien Malloy's bread and butter type of
They
plays.
shot out of that huddle real quick. Silent snap. Malloy has pushed forward for what looks like a first down. How crafty was that?
That's what I was saying by that's his bread and butter type of play. He loves that kind of game moment to really take control of it.
Stingrays with a couple of tricks. Try and pick up a couple of first downs. They've got 1st and 10 on the Rhinos 40. Spread formation. And look at this. Taylor pushing forward. Something I haven't acknowledged yet. I see a number 49 jersey out there. That is co-head coach Lance Tongakilo, who convinced us he wouldn't be playing. Ended up having to play some quarterback when John Curry got injured the first time. Ended up getting a compound fracture in his right hand. And now he's back, recovered from that.
He was playing QB the game I commentated against the Rhinos and the Stingrays earlier in the season.
At Mitchelton, now he's in at his more traditional tight end position. James Taylor, looks like he'll be the workhorse today.
Another good run, and this type of gameplay, it is effective, but looking at the troops on the sideline for the Stingrays, I hope they've got the ability to cover when he does start to get a bit gassed.
Well, look at some of the backups. Gardner's obviously the logical next option. Garrett Kawaro, though, who's been playing a lot of slot receiver as well lately. He's got experience at running back. Malloy looking for Napier. He's got him over Carpenter.
Oh.
A Carper. And Napier was open. It slips off his hands. They finally look to go downfield. Can't connect.
The camera lady almost getting caught up in the action there.
Bernie Mariani.
Certainly wasn't going to capture the perfect photo running away from it that way, but I know what I'd be doing as well. Hurry up.
Another quick huddle. Malloy just going to try and sneak it here on 4th down. This time, not to the same success. There'll be a turnover on downs. The Rhinos take over around their own 33. Valiant effort. That time that was probably a yard or two too far.
Got themselves a little bit further downfield on this occasion. Didn't let themselves down with poor play in regards to a fumble or a turnover. So certainly some positives in there. It's tough with this Rhinos defense, so Ken. So competitive, so good all year.
Chiam James yet to register a catch. He's the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Trips out to the open side. Strong, he'll look for James on a screen. James has got it. Puts a move down the middle. Now he's got all these blockers to the other side of the field. In one play, James could go all the way. Perkins with a key tackle. Stopping James inside the 15.
Good work from the Rhinos wide receivers to get down there. Tailbacks upfield with him. Reese Perkins just gets that ankle, just gets that right ankle and takes his balance away from him.
Trips left now. Strong. Consulting the sideline. Getting a signal there from Tim Reynolds. Carlton play action. Short pass here. Now, who's this? Is this one of the Colts?
Oh.
He cops a shot from Malloy. Welcome to the big leagues. I'll have to consult my numbers because I think that might be Ronnie Dix. No, Dix is on the sideline.
You can see here, looks like Damien Malloy might have hit him with his throwing arm as well. No, it's the left arm, so he's okay. trips right. Christian Strong in the shotgun position.
Carlton hands it
Hand
off
off.
this time,
Oh.
and Lance Tonga Kilo. When he's on the field, that's the position we want to see him in. Back at defensive end.
Just powered straight through the Rhinos O-line on that occasion. Great work.
Strong. Looking to the left for James.
He's got
James
it.
wins the jump ball over Thiers. Touchdown, Rhinos. Strong picking up his second touchdown. This one through the air. Connecting with Chiam James.
Chiam James got no receptions in that first drive, with the Rhinos just being able to move it downfield without him. But on this occasion, he's picked up 2 catches, and one of them resulting in a touchdown.
Well, they missed the first extra point. Looks like they'll keep the offense now to try and get this back to a 14-point game. And Carlton will get the carry.
Bounced
Patiently
out, plenty
looks for
of
his
room.
blocks. And he's in for 2. And a late flag to boot. Bailey Harding pinned probably for a bit of unnecessary roughness there. Well, Harding, Oklahoma is playing to the whistle.
There's not much you can get away with in regards to touching the QBs, Ken.
There was a running back. Does that count?
Holding on the offense. Number 56. 10-yard penalty. Replay to try for point.
Skip that. It was holding on the offense. Ryan Glasson penalised for holding. 1 minute 13 remaining in the first quarter. 2 touchdowns, both belonging to the Brisbane Rhinos. Well, 2-point try here from a lot further out. Strong shoots hard for the end zone. Tanawa was intended wide receiver, but he's tripped up. Incomplete. No flags on the field. And this score will remain at 12 points to 0 following the James touchdown.
Yeah, that looked like was going to no one, but you can see where he got bumped off. He was in the straight line, in the pocket there for the receiver, so I can't see anything wrong with that one.
Guns Lugo, another one out for the Rhinos. Another kid today. Started in the last Sun Bowl they played at cornerback.
Eddie
Against the Gold Coast
Cockler
Stingrays.
to kick off, Ken, who I subsequently named the lottery last time I watched him play. Just with the different variations of kicks he was pulling out in that game.
Well, so far it's been traditional kicks only on the Cockwell menu.
Let's see what he serves up here.
This one, more of the usual. Reese Perkins will let that stroll into the end zone for a touchback, and the Gold Coast Stingrays will jump back in offense and try to get on the board, trailing at 12-0 here, back end of the first quarter.
And they've been doing it the hard way too, Ken, and I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain it, to be honest. This Rhinos defence are just ploughing away, waiting for them to pick up a third and short, and then they're eating them up in that particular occasion as well.
Certainly a tall order, especially when this Rhinos offense can score as fast as it does. Malloy back at quarterback. Stingrays from their own 20. It's Gardner on the carry. Can't find a whole lot of space. Tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they've decided to try and give James Taylor a bit of a break. Try and conserve that energy for the back end of this half as well. So we're seeing this first quarter starting to tick down as well into the last minute.
Malloy with trips out to the left. He'll pass. Looking for Tonga Kilo. He's got him. That'll pick up about 5 yards. Now we're looking at a 3rd and 2, maybe 3.
Tonga Kilo, another Stingrays superstar, playing both ways. Certainly the least amount of troops from these two teams. Rhinos look to have a stacked sideline today.
Gardner at running back. He'll be into pass protect. Malloy's going long for Napier. It's a one-on-one battle. And a flag is thrown. Napier earns himself a PI. John Booker's claiming he was uncatchable.
I tend to disagree. Emmanuel Kappa just pushing him the whole way down the field, pushing him out towards the sideline. I think that was pretty obvious there.
Dave Begg is also sporting his head coach's call.
Looks like the referees are going to agree with me though, maybe? Nope. Quite the opposite.
And
There's no flag on the play for pass interference. The ball was uncatchable. It's also the end of the
there
first
it is.
quarter.
What Booker wants, Booker gets. End of the first quarter now following that, well, that no call. The Brisbane Rhinos, the number 1 seed, they lead the defending champs 12-0 as we head into the second quarter. Kenny Andres, Sean Hunter calling the action here. The third of 3 games today here on the Sunshine Coast at Sunshine Coast Stadium for the Gridiron Queensland SEQ playoffs.
And quite the crowd that has turned up, Ken, with a big distance to get to the game. Even myself, it took a couple of hours to get here, and nice drive though, and worth it when you look at these scenes and you're treated to the game that I saw just before, and even this game's been entertaining thus far.
And it's GQ player football, and for the first time we're not worrying about weather. It's become quite the laughable tradition for the lower seeded teams to be worried about their game being called. A punt here by the Stingrays that will be marked out around the Rhinos 40, maybe 43. Let's see where they call it out.
Tim Reynolds, offensive coordinator for the Reynolds, so kindly marking where he believes that kick went out.
Can't have enough suggestions.
If that was me, I probably would have gone back another 5 or so yards and tried to help myself out a little bit more.
Of course you would. They officially marked this out of bounds at the 37. It's Brendan Osmond against Brady Hodge, your near side line matchup. Strong with plenty of time. Hits our man, still unnamed, who's got quite a bit of toe there. He takes it out of bounds.
Number 11 for the Rhinos, very quick on his feet. Gets a hold of it, puts on a little move, goes towards the sideline. Did not feel like taking on Damian Malloy for a first down on that occasion. Happy to pick up 2nd and 8.
Short gain here, 2nd and 2. Parnell in on offense now. And they'll run this up the guts. Might be just shy of a first.
Christian Strong having a little look there to see if he made it. Once he got in line with the down marker, he agreed.
3rd and short, play action pass, quick pass to Tanawa. Good for a first down and much more. Tip drill king as far as season 2018 goes.
Haven't we seen some highlights from that?
Back-to-back weeks with miraculous tipped pass touchdowns. Another give to Carlton. Carlton bounces and eventually taken down after a short gain. On first down, picks up 2 yards.
Blake Hatchman for the Stingrays doing a good job reading that misdirection play.
Deep drop here for Strong, who tried to hit Tanawa underneath. Goes over his head, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll have to deal with 3rd and 8 here.
Referee's happy with the contact of Tongi Yakilo on Christian Strong there, hitting him right underneath the ribs. Christian Strong up nice and quickly.
No dramas at all there. Strong. We haven't changed the down counter yet. There we go. Third and 8 now for the Brisbane Rhinos. Deep drop from Strong. He's looking for the end zone. He wants Parnell. No. Tanawa. What a grab! Hokianga Tanawa. Well, the highlights, they keep on coming for that young man.
What a catch. What a fantastic catch. He got downfield nice and quick, wide open.
And the awareness to tuck that ball in. Quite a pair of seasons for that young man. Last year was part of the junior AGL national champion team. Made his senior Sun Devil debut started this year, and now he's competing in the playoffs as a key part of this Rhinos offense. Neal with a hold, Cocker with a kick. And we have a 19-point lead.
Do you see a Stingrays turnaround here, Ken? And if so, where do you see it coming from?
It's tough to say. I mean, clearly their offense is built on this tough interior run game and a couple of splash plays with play action downfield. When the Rhinos, they're locking up in their own half and scoring as quickly as they are, it doesn't quite make a recipe for an upset.
Their defense always looks so calm, the Rhinos. Doesn't matter what kind of position I've seen them in this season, they've always they've been controlled, they've held their own. Just a good sight to watch. No one's getting overawed by the situation that they find themselves in either.
Well, it's usually a good sign of leadership. Kakwa sends this one to the 1. Perkins now returning for the Rays. Finds a small crease, and that's good enough to get him back to the 25.
find themselves in a little bit better field position compared to the last time they had the ball, with the touchback ending up at the 20.
Mate, you see a couple of plays they left on the table. You think about the Napier catch that he dropped. A couple of those plays go the other way. They're inside the red zone. They're yet to throw a pass to Jaden Paludin, who's one of their leading receiving touchdown scorers. James Taylor with another carry, bouncing his own blockers off him and running into the back of some of his wide receivers. It looks like we have an injury timeout. That's Garrett Kawaro down around the 32-yard line. And this is a shame to see. He had a late start to his season as well due to injury.
And unfortunately looks to have copped a bit of friendly fire on this occasion from number 23, James Taylor.
He's getting tended to. Captain and coach Damien Malloy out there giving him a bit of support.
Strangely enough, Ken, the highlight for me is the black numbers. Looking a treat out on Sunshine Coast Stadium.
When you got lighting as good as this, I have no dramas with black numbers.
This field looking picturesque.
Well, it looks like this might be an extended break. We're going to do a couple of ads. Kenny Andres, Sean Hunter, GQ TV Playoffs. Be back shortly.
Get him up, get him up. Funny how you choose and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number one, but I'm on top. Yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm. Fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous, cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you wanna battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge.
Different way because you're hearing you and then them faintly.
And we're back. It looks like Kawara has been taken off under his own power. To the tent he goes. James Taylor trying to find some room on the inside zone. He meets nothing but red jerseys. And a flag on the play.
Well read and picked up there by Kyron Tanavasa. And fantastic completion of that tackle. Real textbook. Yep. Head straight. Arms wrapped around.
Face mask on the defence. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That'll help. 15-yard face yard penalty against the defense. That will get the Stingrays moving upfield. Call in there from Whiteout Richard Prater, the third game. Play action pass. Malloy finds Tonga Kilo on the flat. Breaks a tackle. Shakes out of another. Hard press of the circle button and a spin move gets him past the first down marker.
Real determined catch and run there from Tonga Kilo.
It's good to see him back. I think we all knew he wouldn't be able to stay on the sideline. Jonah Gardner, my apologies.
Looked like he was going to get pulled down with a loss of one there, but was able to fight for basically no gain, but got back to the scrimmage there.
Both James Taylor and Jonah Gardner nominated for Offensive MVP awards at the Gridiron Queensland Awards night to happen next week at the Glen. Impressive stuff for a rookie back. Malloy, quick pass. And he's got his man on the sideline. That's Riku Hataya, veteran Stingray wide receiver. told. I think he works in the neonatal nursing ranks, if memory serves correctly. 3rd down now. Didn't spend a whole lot of time in that huddle. 3 yards. Malloy, good protection. Wants Paludin. Well, oh, Paludin had it. Loses it as he turns around. Copper on the coverage.
Unfortunate for the young guy. He got himself into a really good position there too.
And James Hobby now and Dylan Napier making their way to the sideline. Falls down here. Trailing the Rhinos 4 minutes into the second quarter by 19 points. They brought in a bit more meat here. Tommy Kilo and James Taylor.
It's an important down.
And they'll still pass out of this heavy package. Malloy will try to get the first down. He'll be stopped short. Flags have been thrown down by the side judge.
In there again, Kyron Tanavasa making the tackle.
It's a nice clean tackle. Evades the block of Gardner. Ernest Moore as well.
Offside on the defence. Number 99, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, offside call on 4th down will gift the Stingrays with a fresh set inside the Rhinos red zone for the first time today.
And that was imperative for the Stingrays to pick up too, I think. Depending on what they make of it here is going to decide this game, really.
They've moved Tommy Kilo back out to tight end. James Taylor and a running back. Malloy will pass. Looking for Hataya. He gets him.
Treading close to that sideline. He looked like he was able to pick up about 7 yards. Nice pass by Malloy.
Ball now on the 12-yard line. Solid gain of 6 on that last hitch route. Napier now in the slot. Paludin outside him. That's when Malloy's going to look for the slot. Napier! He'll keep up on his feet, and that's a touchdown for the Stingrays.
Great job from the Stingrays. Good drive. Real determined running game, and Malloy putting those passes exactly where he needed them. What a read.
And that's Napier working on state defender Johnny Nico. A couple of Sun Devils going at it there. Youngin gets a win here, and he'll be into hold as well. Tommy Terzok, who's taken over the kicking duties in the second half of the season for the Stingrays, in to attempt his first PAT. Kick is up, and kick is good. So the Stingrays, they get on the board. About 4.5 minutes into the second quarter. The Rhinos, now their lead is trimmed 19-7 with 7:23 remaining in the second quarter.
Great kick by Tommy Torsok, and those bright orange boots alone are worth 1 point in my opinion.
Well, it seems like it's the kicking theme. Got the orange boots to contrast Cockwa's flashy green ones. There is no place like home. Terzok back to kick us off. For the first time, we're going to see a kick return. The dangerous duo of Parnell and James. Back at the 5. Terzok drills this deep into the end zone. Parnell wants to return it 2 yards deep into his own end zone. He's got plenty of space, and that closes quickly. A good tackle in the open field by the Stingrays, number 43, Connor Napier.
Yeah, he got across there quick, Ken. As I was watching it from up here, it looked like he was going to go all the way with this one.
Well, he took on the block of Tanavasa, beat the block and made the tackle in one motion. Napier family featuring throughout today. Tammy Napier played in the women's semi to start the day off. Once upon a time we had Connor in the Colts and then Dylan in the seniors, both now in senior football. This is Tanawa making a catch over the middle. First down worthy. And one of the most difficult things about this Rhinos offense is even the best passing attacks, you have an idea of who you can double, who you can take out of the game. You really can't pick 1, 2, or even 3 guys you can take out of the game in this Rhinos offense, particularly in this passing attack.
Unless you want to play with 8 cornerbacks. No one on the line.
Parnell now getting involved. Look at that.
It's been
Trapping that ball.
classified as caught.
Yeah, between his knees. The last game I saw from Parnell, he was returning intercepts for touchdowns. He'll stay in a wide receiver, near side, outside the numbers. Strong, getting a call in from offensive coordinator Tim Reynolds. And now he'll give this off the Carlton. Carlton's lost it, and it's been recovered by the Stingrays. The Stingrays, they come away with it. Recovering the ball is Michael Crocker.
And it didn't really look like anyone had actually made contact with him. He just kind of went to step and it's slipped out of his left arm.
Well, Ryan Newton is the one man who made the tackle. And for falling to ground, he's lost the ball. And
certainly no contact with the ball during the tackle. So,
admittedly, that's not the first fumble I've seen from Carlton this season, but has tended to bounce back from them. So the Stingrays trying to take advantage of a much needed takeaway, trailing 19-7. It's a solid tackle in the middle there by Gorton. His switch to middle linebacker from tight end has proven to be a stroke of genius. 1 yard gain on that last carry.
And that's Gardner on instead of James Taylor at the moment. So a good result for the Stingrays, getting a turnover on the back of points. Touchdown here. If they can bring that to a 1 score behind going into the second half, I think they'll be pretty happy with that.
I think it'd be hard to be upset considering your opposition. They'll go speed option, pitches out to Gardner. Gardner's trying to find some space down the right-hand sideline. He's eventually tackled by Tanavasa outside the far side numbers.
Yeah, Damien picked the perfect time to pitch that ball out. Puts it out in front of him so he can run onto it as well at speed, which allowed him to gain about 5 yards on that play.
Third down conversion here for the Stingrays. Malloy still trying to catch the Rhinos offside. Won't happen. Quick throw. Intercepted. Parnell, he read that all the way. He won't be touched. Once again, that's 6 for 3. Right when momentum was building for the Rays, is taken away by Devontre Parnell.
What a read too. He's just picked that up and so quick. Unfortunately for the Stingrays, I don't think they had anyone on their offense that was going to get across there quick enough.
And I think this is just an experienced player there. I think we saw that previously on a third down situation. Quick out of the huddle looking for the hitch route. Parnell's got plenty of experience and against some serious competition. Study pays off there. PAT to MT from Kokwa. Kick is up and successful. And well, that's a real deflator for the Gold Coast Stingrays, isn't it, Sean?
It certainly is, and we were sitting up here thinking, you know, well, if they can trying to do the calculations, if they score here, still might have time in this first half to get another one. Now, they're going to have to try and do the same again or get some quick points off the return. Not saying they aren't capable of it, because they certainly are, but their jobs just become a lot tougher.
4:32. Running in just like that. Rhinos break into the 20s.
Commentating a game earlier this year, Ken, Raptors versus the Rhinos, and it felt like within 6 plays there was a 30-point lead or 25-point lead or something like that from the Rhinos. They can just put points on so quick.
You have that quick strike capability. Cocker relocates the kicking tee a little further to the right hash, which is completely his prerogative. So to kick off, back to Perkins and Napier. And this will be high and in between the first and second line. Connor Napier, well, it was Dylan Napier back to return it, and Colin Napier ends up picking up the kick return.
And there we're seeing that variation from Eddie the Lottery Kokwa.
So we see first and 10 now.
Funnily enough, the another team I watched the Rhinos play against was the Thunder, where we saw a couple of
We'll get back to
kickoffs.
that.
Oh.
Gordon on JT. I think both players had their bell rung there.
The Thunder being the team that one of these teams will verse in the Sun Bowl after they were victorious in what can only be described as a fantastically entertaining matchup.
Everything you want out of semi-final. Second down and 8 as our lights have been turned off. Someone's forgot to pay the bill. A play action pass. Malloy's under pressure from Nico. Nico's got him.
Wow.
The former Stingray himself takes down his former quarterback.
Just came off that right-hand edge untouched as well. Number 68 for the Stingrays tried his best to get across there, but unfortunately didn't get there.
Lights come back on in the booth. Third down and long. 16 yards to keep this drive alive. Spread formation. Tongi Kilo's into the right slot. That's who we'll aim for. He's got it over the middle.
He might be able to fight. Oh,
He's lost it. And Nico, who got the sack a play ago, recovers the Tonga Kilo fumble.
Unfortunate for Tongi Akilo too, because he did such a good job to catch it above his head, bring it down, and then try and stay upright. Just as he's trying to secure that ball and drive, he's lost it, unfortunately. But well done, Rhinos. Unfortunate for the Stingrays.
Well, he might claim it. I'm not sure if he had any effect on it, but Jake Price came over the top. And it was a real tight end's catch over the middle there. Tongi Akilo with collegiate experience of playing tight end at Cerritos. First and 10 now. Strong. Plenty of options. Looking for Parnell. He's got him. Parnell breaks another tackle. There's another one for Devontre Parnell.
That's 2 for Devontre Parnell today.
First one on offense.
And he did a really good job to get a hold of that one too. Christian Strong going with the long open man on that occasion. He also had Pat Schwackett out on the left-hand side, open as well. Multiple options as you were talking about earlier, Ken. Just too hard to cover all of them.
Yeah. The Mr. M, Paddy Schwackett. We got a confirmation on. Another one of the Colts playing up at the senior level. Snap is good, as is the kick. Rhinos keep the first half points rolling on. 33-7 now. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half.
Stingrays find themselves in a bit more deeper trouble here. 33-7 with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in this first half.
I think if this is a regular club game, you're probably just saying, hey, let's try to get to the half at 33-7. But coming as the fourth seed playoff game, do you just continue to stay on the aggressive route and try to get that ball downfield?
At this point in time, I think you have to. I don't think you've got the time left in the second half. But then on the other hand, if you hand it over to the Rhinos with this much time left in the half, they're going to put another touchdown on. I think it's only one drive so far where they haven't put points on in this half.
Cocker quickly resets the ball, gets back to his position. Boots is downfield again, but it is returnable. Reese Perkins is underneath it. Looking to the outside, and Carlton on special teams will take him down. Perkins gets it back and past the 30. The the Stingrays will start on their own 31.
What's your thoughts here, Ken? Just go for it, or are you still playing with the same plan of just continue with that run game till you get to the third down and see where you're at?
I think, what do you got to lose? Play aggressively. See what happens.
Alright, let's hope we see a triple reverse flea flicker or something.
I believe they call that the Spanky Special. Trips right. Malloy, he'll throw short to Tonga Kilo. He'll see what he can do after the catch. He breaks a tackle, he breaks another. Running through Rhinos is Tonga Kilo, gets it close to a first down. He's brought down just shy of the 40-yard line.
For such a big man, he just moves so athletically, doesn't he? Just built perfect.
And it's a common theme in Gridiron Queensland to effectively have no off-season. That's certainly been the case for Lance Tonga Kilo. He's been playing club and he plays state and then goes over to Europe to play a season there. This time, this pass, I think that's out to Hataya. He's still shaking tackles too. He's got the first down and takes this ball across halfway to the Rhinos 43.
Still had plenty of work after making that catch too.
Yeah, he left a wake of Rhinos. Oh, sorry, a trail of Rhinos in his wake, I should say. And the 2-minute warning just been given there by Richard Prater. 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes, in fact. 1:50 remaining here in the second quarter.
Number 5, Johnny Nico, making his way to the sideline for a rest. A little bit of discomfort seems to be picked up. I'm sure he'll bounce back fine though.
James Calishaw getting the signals in from defense coordinator Thomas Pacina. Long-time player, now coach. And a timeout being called here by the Stingrays. And well, while they take a timeout, we might take a trouble timeout ourselves.
Omaha! Base! Period! Move 20! 50's right. Move! Clear! Omaha! Then down! 50's right!
And we're back. Once again, Trouble Sport. Don't forget about the Sun Bowl, a big pass or big throw. Buy some Sun Devils merchandise on the Tribal website, and you'll automatically go into the draw to participate in the Sun Bowl big pass competition. They will be selecting five random girls, 5 random boys, men, women, and the longest after that will get a chance to try and get a bucket throw for $5,000 cold hard cash. First and 10, Stingrays. Malloy forced to run, throws off his back foot, almost an athletic catch there from Tonga Kilo, incomplete pass. Second down with 1:43 remaining.
Keel Platt making the dive for it. Tonga Kilo did his best to try and reel this one in, and it almost didn't pay off. He almost tipped it off to the Rhinos safety. Rhinos not taking their foot off their throat in this last 2 minutes. They're really going for a big score. Stingrays doing their best to reel this score in.
Trips right. Tonga Kilo in the slot. Pressure. And James Calishaw, the GQ treasurer, takes down Malloy.
Damien finding himself with little room. Saw someone coming from the right, so he's come back towards his left, and as he's lifted his head up, he's found another Rhinos defender in his face.
Not the side he wants to see. 33-7. 1:26. Another timeout called.
Third and very long. Let's see what they can pull out here.
Oh, last time they did this, there was a pass down the seam to Tonga Kilo, which of course he fumbled. Let's see if they can dial something else up here on third and forever.
Coach Booker will be just talking to his defense, telling them to stay calm. Be ready for whatever they're going to throw at you. And heads up, plays.
Riku Hataya, near side wide receiver. Both backs, Gardner and Taylor in the backfield. Napier and Paludin over with the right side for the Stingrays.
Napier's gone out. Oh.
He tried to hit Paludin in the seam. Passes behind him though, and that'll bring up 4th down and long, and they'll have to punt it away, and the Rhinos will have 1:20 to try and add one more score on the clock.
Tommy Torsok's made his way out onto the field, so it looks like they're going to try and punt this one away and defend the half out and regroup.
Big hello to many of the GU coaches or former coaches tuning in. Our mate Phil Levis has got a sneaky eye on the game on during his work hours. And Tozok. It's a nice punt. Will sail to the 22-yard line and will be marked out inside the 20.
That one had a nice
punt.
spiral on it.
Rhinos President Graham Spur, I think, also tuning in.
Stingrays will be looking for an opportunity to potentially get a turnover here. Coaches will be starting to have a chat together and decide how they're going to rally their troops to dig themselves out of this mess that they find themselves in at this stage.
Rhinos with 1:14. Strong, pumps, throws, sets up a screen. Carlton trying to follow his blockers, but it's actually well defended by the Stingrays. They limit that to a couple of yards. Rhinos go, no huddle. They've got 2 timeouts available to them. Strong looking to the flat, looking for Schweikert. And late flags, all thrown by the back judges. Those are the white hat officials.
I think we're going to see a holding penalty on the Rhinos here.
Didn't get the call there, but Brady confirming it's against the Rhinos.
I think it was Stingray number 54, Apatow. He looked to have been pulled down after he got through.
Second down and long. And I think they're going to ping Parnell here for a false start. Bit of an early jump there.
Bit of lack of discipline creeping into the Rhinos game in the dying stages of this second half that we just haven't seen for the other parts of this half. So Coach Booker wouldn't be happy with that, even with the lead that they do have. Certainly see them score from this position before, though.
Once again, sending out trips right. And Colt Schweikert in the left slot. And they'll go Carlton on the draw.
Oh,
plenty of
big
space for Carlton. It's a huge gain on the ground. Not enough for the first. Still got a ways to go.
Big pickup of downs and so deep in their own half. Carlton making some good reads on that one.
A timeout taken by the Rhinos.
Holding onto that ball as tightly as he can. As would I if I was keeping my eye out for Lance Tongiatama. Tonga Kilo, sorry.
So, who's this Tammy Atama character?
I work with a guy named Lance Tongiatama.
Recruiter, mate. He sounds like he'd be a half decent player.
He is a big fella, actually.
Third down, Rhinos. They're on their own 23-yard line. Christian Strong surveys the defense. Two deep safeties. Gives him a shoulder shrug, going over the top. Miscommunication between him and Tanawa. The pass hits a sea of green, but no receivers. And 27 seconds remaining on a fourth down. Looks like they'll just pump this away.
Are you aware off the top of your head, Ken, of how many timeouts the Stingrays have? I believe they used 2 in that last drive.
2 timeouts left for the Stingrays.
2 timeouts left. If they can get themselves a good snap of yards here on this run, they might find themselves within range.
Not a whole lot of time remaining. And this one's blocked by the Rays, and it's picked up and recovered. Well, you talked about a snap of yards. How about a blocked kick? Special teams there, a huge play for the Stingrays. They're refusing to say die here in these playoffs. Couldn't quite make out.
Blake Hatchman, I believe, from the Stingrays was the one to get in the way of that one.
I think you're right, number 26.
Just burst through.
Sneaks in. Johnny Nico didn't hold him for a long, trying to get downfield on kick coverage. Gave him enough time to get through. Well, they would have loved just to recover it for a touchdown. They're going to have to still punch forward for a couple of yards here. Stingrays with 2 timeouts and 2 yards to go. Make that 3. Another hard count from Malloy. Pick it up here. He'll give it to Gardner. Gardner, he's met well behind the line of scrimmage. Stingrays, they'll burn a timeout.
Rhinos zeroing in on that middle there, waiting for a run from Malloy, I think.
It's kind of interesting. Once upon a time, 3 yards out in a situation like this, that's a guaranteed quarterback power for the Stingrays.
I think it's going to end up coming eventually anyway. Damien Malloy, he's still got some speed. I think he'll be able to get on the outside of these guys if they go for it.
Just admiring some of the other features of the Sunny Coast Stadium here is the little LED screens at the other side of the field. 12 seconds remaining. The Stingrays with an opportunity to punch it in and close the gap. He tries to pitch it inwards. It's a cute play. And it's
picked up by the Rhinos.
Well, the question is that should be an incomplete pass.
I think it's a pitch.
So it is part of the zone of those types of gadget plays, if you will.
Yeah, it looks like there was a bit of confusion there. Damien Malloy seen Tongi Akilo open. Tongi Akilo thought that Malloy was going to run it, so he's gone for the block. And
I think they've also tried to set up the shovel there to James Taylor.
Yeah.
And the Rhinos were just there in droves. Well, I think the Stingrays might have used their final timeout here. With less than 6 seconds remaining. And we'll take a short timeout too.
Omaha! Base! Junior! 220! 50's right. Move! Clear! Omaha! They're down! 50's right!
Once again, thanks to Tribal Sport for a tribal timeout. 33 points to 7 with less than 6 seconds remaining. And we think this could be the last play. It's a jump pass! Oh, and now it's also intercepted by Gordon! Gordon runs it out and will take this down. And time expired on that play. And for 2 back-to-back games, we see an intercept on the final play of the first half.
Number 96, Ryan Newton, he's tried to bring it in. It's gone down to his feet. Been kicked to Keel Platt, I believe. And he's been able to get out of the end zone.
You say Ryan Newton?
Number 96, I believe it was, yes.
Really defensive tackle. Well, there's a reason he usually blocks rather than catches. It's a valiant effort there, but not something he does a whole lot of. That brings us to halftime. The Stingrays had an opportunity to try and close up this gap just that little bit. Unfortunately, leave the points on the field. Kenny Andres, Sean Hunter will be ready to talk you through the second half action shortly. We're going to take a short break for halftime. Kenny Andres, Sean Hunter, GQ Playoffs 2018. See you on the other side. One half of football left this evening, and for one of these two teams is the Brisbane Rhinos are set to receive the kickoff already with a pretty healthy lead, 33 points to 7 heading into the second half. Semi-final football here on GQ TV.
A Sun Bowl appearance on the line with the performance in this second half. The Rhinos are going to take the ball on the 20. Try and establish a bigger lead in this second half. Hope to see some entertaining plays from in this drive, similar to what they've shown us all season so far.
We're back. All right. Christmas strong. And more than a solid first half. That's right at the young Colt in on right slot. Reaction pass to start the second half. Kanawa picking up another catch. Flags down back at the line of scrimmage. All right.
Tackle made there by number 18 for the Stingrays, Luke Mitchell.
There's 2 flags on the play, both by the offence. Ineligible man downfield, number 56. That penalty's declined. Holding, 57 of the offence. That penalty's accepted, 10 yards. Replay first down.
Well, Ryan Klassen got downfield a little too quickly, but Andrew Davison was pinged for holding, and that is the penalty the Stingrays will accept. The Rhinos' second half opening drive now will start at the 10. First and 20. Penalty negating Hokianga Tanua's first second half catch. Another short pass this time to the young Pat Schwackett. Takes it out of bounds around the 16-yard line. Make that the 17. Big step for a young player like Schwackett, I think. He's only about 17 years old.
Yeah, and considering we weren't really sure exactly who he was, he's had a big impact on this game so far.
Strong. Directing receivers. Eventually will throw an incomplete pass. Intended to Parnell. Who's commanding double coverage. Malloy over the top.
They gave Malloy a bit of a break from playing two ways on some defensive sets in that first half, but he's starting this second half back out there again.
Verticals now for
James.
Rhinos. James, who had only 2 receptions in the first half, one of which for a touchdown. Picks up his first of the second. Fourth down now for the Rhinos. No punt unit sent out. They're going for it. Troops. Right. James isolated down the bottom. They'll get Carlton to try and truck forward. I think he might be short. You see the first down marker is just beyond the 30, and they will call that short of a first down. The Stingrays offense will jump on the field in favourable field position.
Bit of excitement shown from the Stingrays bench after that shutout. Looks like the coaches have seemed to have gotten them fired up for this game. So,
oh, hang on. Speaking of our coach getting fired up, he's thrown in a challenge flag. You want to get this reviewed? You want to get the bit of humour there between Malloy and Booker. Malloy trying to tuck that challenge flag away, but Booker wants to challenge the spot.
from up here, Ken, it certainly didn't look like he got a first down. But again, last time I disputed what Coach Booker said. The refs pulled the flag out and waved it away, so sorry Stingrays if I've jinxed you again.
for a first down.
We saw
And it looks like the referees are pulling the chains out. Get a bit of a measure as to whether the Rhinos were successful in picking up this first down. With the field position that the Stingrays are looking to pick up, they'll certainly be hoping that that's not the case. And with the vigour that they were about to come out onto the field with. Let's have a look at the chains here. Rhinos are starting to get a bit of a clap going. Dame Malloy's waving them away, telling them that they're wrong. Rhinos offense have remained out on the field. Refs still discussing this situation. Certainly be interesting. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this one. Rhinos have certainly made the decision. And the refs seem to agree with them. Looks like it's going to be a first down to the Rhinos at this stage. Unlucky for the Stingrays. Christian Strong, the QB for the Rhinos, still out on the field.
testing 1, 2, 3. And we're back. There we go. Some quick management there from Paul Mills has got me back on board. And the challenge won there from Coach Booker. Flags thrown. James picks up his second catch of the half spin move, and that'll get him past the 40. And there was a flag back down at the 30.
Replay. Johnny Nico just slips off there. Sorry. Keelplatt. No, not Keelplatt. I'm wrong again. The Stingrays number 9. Slipped off the tackle there, and James was able to pick up an extra 10 or so yards.
I think that might be young Jordan Appy stepping up. Made his senior debut against the Ravens. It's weird, to be honest, to see the number 9 jersey out there without Frankie Passamani in it. And there's another Colt making a play, Pat Schweikert. Actually racking up the receptions now.
He has been. I think that's about his 4th or 5th. All for good gains as well.
Being pretty smart about it as well. Probably being self-aware, getting to the sideline as soon as he can.
And taking nothing away from him when you've got guys like Tanawachi and James Parnell out there, it certainly leaves you open.
It does. Solid gain on the ground on first down by Carlton.
And the Rhinos and Pat Schweikert really taking advantage of his openness.
And now it looks like we might have a Rhino down. I think it's Parnell with a bit of cramp.
What do you do at this point, Ken? Do you start shuffling through some of your starters and giving them a bit of a break?
I think if any of your significant starters are starting to show any signs of injury, certainly think about it. Those hamstrings, especially as it gets warmer here in southeast Queensland, the cramp certainly starts to amp up.
Some insane humidity throughout the week, especially when they would have been training for such an important game, and potentially that's where he picked up some of this soreness and some of the tightness. So,
Well, on top of that, also general game fitness has been an issue for a lot of the playoff teams. Ravens, the Rhinos even, Stingrays as well, the Thunder. With the 2-week break we had there due to the rain washouts, we had some teams playing about, some of their starters only playing about a half of football within, for within a month. So when they started coming back in week 11, week 12, they really had a lot of rust to knock out.
yeah, and it was an unfortunate time of the season as well, right at that back end, just as they were all starting to get momentum, for that to be shut down due to the weather. But that's what we live in, unfortunately.
Joys of playing in Southeast Queensland. Schweikert. Catch on this drive. He's in the left slot. Outside him is James. Carlton and Latu Mahina in at fullback.
Misdirection.
To Carlton. And he'll be tackled by Malloy, but he falls over the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Stingrays bit on this one. Carlton was able to just find a big hole and go straight through it. Rhinos finding themselves in the red zone, looking to get up to about 40 with the touchdown and a PAT, I'd say.
Strong. Back in control. James moved inside to the slot. Now he'll be put in motion. They'll hand it to him. The end around to James. He's beaten a couple of defenders. Had to go backward to go forward, and will get knocked out of bounds around the 5.
Looks like he's picked up the first down on that one too. So that means Rhinos will be first with about 5 yards remaining.
Down counter hasn't moved, nor has the chains. And there we go. Oh,
No, it was short.
2nd and 1. Carlton again spins out of the first tackle. In comes the support underneath. There's a Stingrays, a defensive lineman.
Real make or break defensive set here for the Stingrays. Looking at 3rd and 2. Even stopping them here doesn't rule out the Rhinos will certainly go from it with the success they've had on offense tonight.
So Adam Vernon in on the last tackle. Strong. Looking to the flood. He has to the left, rolls out to the right now. He's got one receiver there. Will he take it himself? He'll get picked off. It's Jordan Appy, the young Colt, picking off Strong in the end zone.
Stingrays defense steps up, showing they're not going to be bullied around in this second half. They're going to do their best to fight back and go for this win to get themselves to the Sun Bowl. Really good coverage too, Ken, from the Stingrays. Christian had plenty of time, just could not see anything open there.
Huge play by the young man. He'll be playing in the Colts semi tomorrow.
And it was great work by the Stingrays defense out on that their left edge for one to attack Christian so that he didn't go for the run as well.
Gardner's back on the field. Gets chugging along down the left edge. Picks up maybe 8 yards. Actually, no.
10, 12.
That's a 10-yard gain. Moves the chains on that Gary.
Being about 6 foot, he falls over at the 8 and ends up 2 yards over.
First down and 10. Stingrays with the ball on their own 15. Gardner with another carry, bounces it to the outside, and there, oh, look at the inside pursuit. Sebastian Gordon.
Great read and coverage here. Good camera work too. You see that shot where he just glides over to his left. Makes a good read and clean tackle.
Yeah, perfect pursuit. That was almost a bit of a poetic photo there with Malloy on the 6 for the Stingrays and Gilton, the man to make the tackle, standing in a middle linebacker. Second down and 11. Halftime score unchanged, 33 points to 7 in favour of the Brisbane Rhinos. The Stingrays trying to power this forward, and that'll set them up for a 3rd and long.
Malloy with a QB sneak there, unsuccessful. Well, successful for 2 yards, but I think he was looking for a lot more than that. Trying to catch the Rhinos middle off guard. The same Rhinos middle that just made that fantastic tackle as well.
3rd and 10. JT the back with Malloy on this 3rd down conversion attempt. Malloy looks left, trying to hit Tommy Kilo on the flat. Pass is off target. That'll bring up a 4th down, and here comes Terzok to punt this ball away.
Stingrays are going to need this one to go as deep as possible. The further away the Rhinos are from this end zone, the easier it's going to be for the Stingrays to try and claw back this substantial lead that the Rhinos do have.
J.M. James back deep to return. He's set up around his own 37. Terzok puts a bit of meat behind this and will angle it towards the sideline, and it goes out around the Rhinos 38. Officially mark it out. I don't think they're nearly as generous as I was. They're spotting it at halfway.
Oh, wow. Rhinos certainly aren't going to dispute that one.
Well, they've got a much better angle than I do. Christian Strong back in with the 2-back set. Latu Mahina. Back in a fullback. Carlton tries to chuck forward. Malloy with a copybook tackle.
Good read again from a number 6. This time in a Stingray jersey. Doing in probably his, I'd say his favoured position. He's had success basically everywhere he's played, Damien. QB, running back,
Slot receiver.
but certainly on the defensive side of the balls where he's had the most impact.
Rays send blitz, but it's a draw.
Oh, Carlton's still going.
Carlton shows off some moves and looks like he's picked up a 1st down. No, he might actually be inches short. And that is the case. 3rd and 1.
Coach Tim Reynolds sending in the play. Two
Staying with
backs
the
again.
two-back set. Carlton trusted again. He'll pick up the 1st. Rhinos keep this drive alive.
And Carlton been very solid tonight for the Rhinos, picking up those hard 3-down gains. A couple of big 10-yard gains as well.
And they're sending in Nate Peterson to take some carries. He's in at fullback.
Dean's in as well, and he's fumbled the ball.
First
Dean
carry.
looks like he's recovered though.
On his first carry there, he's recovered. He's been playing fullback exclusively tonight. Gets his first tailback carry, and it's probably not exactly how he pictured.
No, certainly not. Let's hope it doesn't dent the poor guy's confidence. Been good for the Rhinos this season when he has come in.
He missed a significant period of the middle portion of the season with injury. Back
Looks like there was a penalty on that play too, Ken.
Oh, there was a penalty there. We missed that. 1st and 5. Dean Latumahina. Second down, 2 remaining. Sticking with the power backfield. Strong will throw out of this formation. And
picked
is
off.
happy with his second pick. And he is down, but has taken the ball away. That's his second intercept on the night. What a play by the young man.
Jordan Appy. Crucial plays too, when he has picked them off. We saw that one where he picked it off in the end zone there, right when the Stingrays needed it.
See as he throws the ball down in frustration, he remembers the ruling. Whether you touched or not, you were down by contact. The Stingrays take over. 33-7, halftime score unchanged. James Taylor finding some space, using some moves, spinning his way forward for a solid gain on 1st down.
Stingrays back's doing a great job of getting through the line. They just need a back who's going to get past that secondary and go for a big gain, I think.
It's about a gain of 6 by JT on the 1st down carry.
Here it
Another
is.
big gain. He's winding up, getting a 1st down. Breaking into the secondary. Shane's getting moving for the Stingrays.
Great hole opened up here by the O-line for the Stingrays. Number 50 for the Rhinos just swatted out of the way. And James Taylor takes advantage of it as well.
And that's the... Live now. Play action pass out to Tongakilo on the flat. Cuts it back inside. Ball's over Carper, but Carper holds on. And he takes his ball just shy of halfway.
It's a bit of a feel about the Stingrays on this drive, Ken. A bit of momentum that they're building. They're making some really good plays. If they can capitalise on it, certainly not ruled out.
Bobby now in at receiver. They'll give it to Gardner. Jonah Gardner keeps his legs churning and he gets close to the Rhinos 40. Kilo wants a breather. He sends on Dylan Napier. 1st down though. Hard yards, gets the chains moving, and once again, 2nd time in this drive, they've got a fresh set. Luden Napier, right side of the line. And they'll give
Another
this
run,
to
he's broken.
Gardner. Gardner's found a seam, and he's taken it inside the 20.
Big backs for the Stingrays really starting to put a bit of a stamp on this game. Inside the red zone, really hoping to be able to capitalise on where they're at this point in the game.
This is also where they've struggled though. Had a chance. Oh, blitz by the Rhinos. And caught in the end zone, the Stingrays! Jaden Paludin, the 18-year-old Colt playing up in seniors. He grabs the Malloy pass.
Yeah, we felt a building, Ken. They were, really putting that drive together and good plays. And Damian Malloy gets a touchdown pass and puts it right where he needs to, under pressure as well.
Stingrays not quite dead in the water yet. Derzok in to kick a PAT. And kick is up. And successful. The first score of the second half, I should say. belongs to the Stingrays. The score now 33 points to 14.
The running backs for the Stingrays, looks like the coaching staff have kind of worked out how many plays they need to run before they get gassed. James Taylor, after making his big run, quickly went out. They brought Gardner in, who was able to make that big play to get them downfield to where they needed to be.
With 1 minute 50 remaining in the third, the Stingrays hoping to mount a comeback. That being said, that possibly could be the wake-up call for the Rhinos, who might click back into gear now.
Unfortunately for the Stingrays, the Rhinos are just as likely to return this one, as we've seen on a couple of occasions this season. GM James is quite the returner.
Okay, we've got Tanawa now. Back deep as well, replacing Parnell. Here comes the orange boots of Terzok. Straight down the hashes into the arms of James. James, he won't take a knee, he'll bring this out. Beats Taylor, beats another, and is taken down by the ankle. The ankles, I should say, but still gets us past the 30.
Good tackle there. Well, lucky that he got to it too. Number 83, Cameron McDonald for the Stingrays.
The ankle tap.
There wasn't much blue left upfield from where he was heading as well.
Just enough to take the man down. Cheyenne James, of course, as discussed in previous streams, was part of the select few out of the NFL Oceania Combine. Selected to move on to the next stage. It's hard to believe the man only took up football 4 years ago, and after his first season got an opportunity to play in Europe.
Incredible. What a story.
First down. Strong will throw, hits the man we're talking about. James stays in the field and eventually is tackled there. I think that could be James Castle.
Big gains picked up by the Rhinos on this play. GM James looked like he just tried to doing a bit of a dance.
Okay, that's William Mahe in the 12. His jersey ripped earlier in the season, if memory serves correctly. Strong hands the ball off to Carlton. Carlton finding blocks and weaving his way through. Malloy eventually scrubs his way to the sideline, meets Carlton, but Carlton rips off a huge gain on the ground.
Yeah, really good run. Just bouncing out to the left-hand side there, reading his blocks. Malloy comes across from the other side and makes a strong tackle. A little bit of argy-bargy there at the end as well, which makes the game a bit more interesting. As long as it stays clean and fun, and everyone can enjoy themselves.
Newton, defensive tackle for the Stingrays, is down with cramp and he's now trying to make his way to the sideline. And he's also the man you credited for a attempted catch at the end of the half.
Credited probably isn't the word. Sorry about that, sir.
Riku Hataya was the receiver on the attempted jump pass, the Tebow-esque jump pass.
Which he tipped off with his feet.
Ryan is now knocking on the door of another score. Being denied twice by Jordan Abbey. Play action pass, strong under pressure, throws for the end zone for James. James works for it and can't reel it in. Coverage there by Mahe.
He worked hard to kind of try and get around that corner. It was there as well if he got it in his hands.
He sent a lot of pressure there, including Perkins. Almost getting to him. He's time to give to Carlton. Carlton takes the shot. Tackle on the play there, but number 59.
looking about 3rd down and 5. Rhinos been in this position a couple of times throughout the game and been able to capitalise and pick up a 1st down again. So be interesting to see how they go with this play.
Another play action pass, getting to the ball to James again. Mahe will have him covered, but James gets his ball close to the 10-yard line. And that looks like it's enough to move the chains. That it is. He's got his Rhinos a 1st and goal.
Chain men will get their opportunity to have a bit of a rest. Put the chains down. Young fella with the down counter still has to keep working on his shift, unfortunately.
Rhinos, they'll let this play run into the end of the 3rd. And we will see the two teams jog down the other side of the field as we enter the 4th quarter here. The 2nd men's semi-final, a battle between 1st and 4th seeds.
Move 20! 50's right. Move! Quit! Hold my high! Let down! 50's right!
And back after that trouble sport break.
1 quarter left to decide who will verse the Thunder in the Gridiron Queensland 2018 Sun Bowl. Stingrays have left themselves with quite the task to claw this one back. Rhinos find themselves in prime position to capitalise on the great work they did in the 1st half. Be interesting to see what we end up with at this 4th quarter, Ken.
Certainly will. The Rhinos yet to score in the 2nd half. So 2 red zone interceptions to Christian Shong, both to Jordan Abbey. So unusually long exchange of quarters here.
Any picks for the game tomorrow, Ken? What teams are we looking at?
No, of course, we've got 4 games tomorrow. 2 out of the junior division and 2 out of the Colts. Both to dictate the Sun Bowl combatants in 2 weeks at East Leagues in Cooperoo back in Brisbane. But it looks like the 2 favourites in both divisions are the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Stingrays will certainly be looking to have both of their teams play in those games.
And well, it wasn't too long ago where they had all 3 divisions.
Look, I remember when they had 2 in the juniors as well.
Yeah.
Stingray White and Stingray Blue playing in grand finals against one another.
Strong. They've always been strong in the grassroots levels, the Gold Coast Stingrays.
I think GQ's implementation of that, the younger guys and splitting up the juniors as well, is certainly going to help with that.
It was always going to have its growing pains initially, obviously with manpower being one of them, and also just small rosters, but hopefully it's just given us position to grow from here. And we'll encourage a lot of the younger players.
Yeah, it certainly ebbs and flows with numbers. It wasn't that far removed from juniors playing 5-a-side on a quarter of the field, so certainly come a long way in the 10 years that I've observed. So and it's great to see, the juniors being the core of how the game is to grow. Hopefully we can get some big crowds and give the young kids a good experience.
Okay, just getting a check here. We've had an injury substitution for the White Hat. Richard Prater's had to step off, and we're going to have a new referee. Andrew Calverley, who White Hatted the first game, he'll take over here and finish off the final game of the day. Didn't trade hats though. How about that? A referee substitution.
not something you often see. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, well, I'm looking over to the tent here now, and he's getting a knee injury looked at. And that's why we had such a long wait in exchanging quarters. Or changing quarters, I should say. This handoff to Carlton goes nowhere. The Stingrays still showing up in numbers. Adam Vernon, state defensive end, getting amongst it.
Stingrays really trying to fight themselves back into this game on the back of their defense. Don't find themselves in the nicest position from where they're at. Rhinos third and about 14.
Trips right. James, the most interior of those three. He'll run a wheel. He'll try to get hit.
He's open.
Beautiful.
Oh, he's dropped it.
And he's done everything but the final piece of the puzzle. Great route, great throw. Not such a great catch.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that one. That was looking like it was a certain touchdown. Rhinos looking to kick this ball. Field goal attempt.
Pelqua, as experienced as they come, is knocking 3-pointers over. But that was amazing play design there. Goes to waste and I drop. And Rhinos' first points in the second half. Ball is up.
Oh.
And off the left upright. So the Rhinos still in search for their first points in the second half. As we start the fourth quarter, the Rhinos, they still lead the Stingrays at 33 points to 14.
Yeah, it feels like the Rhinos have had a bit of the sting go out of their offense in this last half, second half. Just maybe they can smell a sun bowl and just conserving some energy, but certainly after that first half you thought that it was going to be a potential repeat. Unfortunately though, they've just kind of ground to a bit of a halt here and just finishing this one off as without any injuries, I think.
They still have a 3-possession lead ahead of the Gold Coast Stingrays, trailing by 19 right now. Here at the start of the fourth. Malloy gives it to Gardner. Gardner finds a crease up the middle of the field and gets a block from Tonga Kilo, but gets taken down just shy of the 35. First down, Stingrays.
10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 10 and a half minutes.
Don't spend long in the huddle. Malloy keeps this one. He's looking for a pollutant block. Gets over a tackler for another first down. Back-to-back first down runs.
And the Stingrays have that feel about them again, Ken.
They just keep running.
Damien Malloy's playing with that signature swagger.
Ball just shy of halfway. Malloy will pass now. He picks up a block, throws downfield. Too much pepper. Intended for Lance Tonga Kilo. Price on the coverage.
Tonga Kilo swapping out. That deep route. Taking a bit of gas out of him. You'd think the Stingrays will want him and his class out there as soon as possible.
Spread formation. James Taylor's back in the field. He wants to get amongst it too. Gets about a 9-yard gain on that carry. Depleted O-line. They're not letting that stop their run game.
Doing a great job.
Join us on that play, and it looks like we might see a false start. So it was about a 9-yard gain, ended up close to a 7. And
Nothing putting a halt to your momentum quite like a false start penalty. Referees getting together for a bit of a discussion. Hoping to understand, make the right call. Pretty important one at this stage as well.
This is against the Rhinos. Offside, not false start. Another first down.
And conversely, Ken, nothing helps your momentum quite like a offside penalty.
Especially one that moves the chains. Hobby. Back in a wide receiver, as is Napier, both in slots. It's another handoff to Taylor. Taylor beats the first tackler. Straightens up and gets another 6 or 7 yard gain.
Starting to get a bit of input from this crowd as well.
We have a Rhino down back at the 34. I think it might be Reese Barnes. Long-time Rhino veteran, state representative player.
9:37.
Reese Barnes is going to get attended to. It's the last thing you want now. I know this game isn't over, but if you're the team with a 3-score lead, 3-possession lead,
Yeah, you'd certainly be looking to take anyone with any injury concerns out of this game.
we'll take a short break while Reese Barnes gets looked after.
Omaha! Space! Period! 220! 50's right. Move! Clear! Omaha! Then down! 50's right!
And coming back to image now is Reese Barnes making his way off the field. That's a good sign. He can walk off under his own strength. Andrew Cavalier at the referee position now. Richard Prater. Went off injured. Never thought I'd say that about a referee. Malloy now hands the ball off again. Early contact made by Ernest Moore. And Gardner in the backfield now. Gardner looks a bit shaken up. He'll make his way off the field. James Taylor's coming back on. Possibly a bit of a call for Gardner.
Handy replacement as well, especially considering the position they're in. They are more than likely going to run this one and try and get that first down. Turn those chains down the field again.
Hard count from Malloy. Taylor hands off to... Well, Malloy hands off to Taylor, I should say, and looks like he's been stopped short. Ernest Moore
He
again.
has stuck his arm out though. Don't know if he got his knee down before that. Referee believes
Malloy
that
doesn't
was
mind.
the case.
He wants to go straight back for it. He wants to sneak it. Trying to draw him offside wisely. Gets to the edge.
Malloy.
He goes to the, Malloy, we know. What a
He's
block!
gone!
Martin Taylor with the final block! Wow, what a call from Malloy! And the awareness shown on the play to get to the outside. Ricky Hataya laid a huge block on the outside. Now he's walking off injured.
And that's the type of play that you expect to see from Malloy in these big games. Rhinos were certain that he was going to go for a run up the middle. He's bumped out the side. Received a very good block. And made his way in for a touchdown. So with 8 minutes and 21 seconds left and a 13-point lead at this stage, Rhinos are going to have to buckle down and concentrate on defending this lead.
There's putting your body on the line. Ricky Hataya, veteran wide receiver, laying the key block that sprung Malloy into the backfield. 8:21 remaining, as you might have just seen on your screen. The Stingrays.
We've
not
seen
here
them
to
do
make
it
up the
before.
numbers.
It's not the first time you'll see a big comeback from the Stingrays. They're not going to count themselves out at any time in this game.
Rico Tyre limping his way off the field. A valiant effort by the gentleman tonight. Huge block there to get Malloy into the end zone. Terzok's back. Let's try and add this PAT to make this a 33-21 ball game. Snaps it up. Kick is over. And he's good. 3 from 3 tonight for Terzok.
That successful kick puts the Stingrays within 2 scores, and they can be in front in this point of the game, so certainly not over. Still plenty of time on the clock.
12 points the difference now. 2 possessions. 8:21. It is doable. And now, Parnell, I thought he was going to jump back on the field. He's kitted up again. Five on the front line for the Rhinos. Just in case. Terzok tries a bit of a lottery kick of his own. Left foot boot sends this ball inside the 5. They'll try a little reverse. Give it to James. James shakes the tackle and takes a huge hit at the 27. Making his Dorian Apiata.
Big contact.
He's probably trying to shake the ball free there.
He shook something.
Good number 54 making a play. Especially when you look like that. Reminds me of a little someone.
Yeah, the little guy certainly feel it. I don't think GM James was expecting that one.
Christian Strong staying in the game. 12-point lead. Throws out to Carlton. And he'll take this just past the line of scrimmage. Maybe pick up about a half a yard at most. Second down.
Tim Carlton not as successful as he wanted to be on that one. Made a nice cut. Kind of realised that the Stingrays were out there in coverage and just tried to salvage what he could. He was able to pick up 1 yard.
Second down and 9. Strong throws for James. James has got it. At the 35, the Stingrays trying to keep him upright and strip the ball. Now the Rhinos get a 3rd down situation.
Yeah, unable to strip it, but able to stop him from advancing up for a 1st down, which ultimately the Stingrays are looking for.
Oh, hold that.
Oh,
Nope, he's picked up the first on that reception.
well, there you go. Certainly didn't look like it from here, but
Strong play action pass, looking for the screen. Now he's under pressure. Will need to run. Throws this ball away, which is a good result for the Stingrays. Flags down back at the line of scrimmage. Possibly could be a legal man downfield.
Rhinos are moving backwards, so that would suggest that might be the case.
Sean, I've got to just say this because it's just staring me in the face. How much does Dorian Appiata, number 54 for the Stingrays, in that number, just resemble Jesse Williams right now?
Yeah, you're right, actually. He's certainly got good size about him, doesn't he? GM
Just in his physical nature there. Mr. Jesse Williams, the former Seattle Seahawk and the 2-year starter for the University of Alabama.
Former Bayside Raven.
Starting his career indeed for the Ravens. This play will be blown dead. Flags possibly took too long. You might be able to hear on the camera now the sidelines from our onboard mic. And this is another penalty on the Rhinos. False start.
Some noise from the crowd starting to play a bit of a part as well.
Gold Coast contingent who've stuck around, doing what they can to will this team to a miracle upset. 33-21, 7:06 remaining. Here's Perkins in, effectively a linebacker. Under pressure, shovel past to Carlton. It's a great play, he's got the edge. Perkins takes him down. It's a decent play that gets him back much of that yardage lost on penalties.
Unfortunately, it looks like we've got a Stingrays player down on the ground as well.
Possibly Reese Perkins. And it's one of the 20 numbers. I think it's
Blake Hatchman.
Blake Hatchman, key player earlier in the first half. Blocked the punt, which Stingrays unfortunately couldn't turn into points towards the very, very late stages of the first half. For those who didn't tune into the earlier streams, in the men's division, first team into the Sun Bowl, the 2018 GQ Sun Bowl, for the very first time, the Griffith University Thunder. And speaking of future games, how about we take a quick look at tomorrow, Sunday 11th of November, starting at 9 AM, the junior division. The Brisbane Rhinos are taking on the Moreton Bay Raptors. We'll get to more of that later. 6:40 and ticking. Strong looking downfield at Tanawa. Tanawa's got it, and he wisely stays inbounds, but he might have injured himself in the process. But he downs himself before he gets out of bounds.
Yep, Rhinos have given him a bit of a spell, and Parnell makes his way back out onto the field.
Well, if you want someone to close out a game.
Bit of a killer for the Stingrays as well, losing that much yardage.
Well, he's also been off the field for ages. I'm sure he's got plenty of stamina. They might just send him along here. Stingray, show blitz. They get this out to James. James hurdles a Stingray! And takes this out
over
of bounds.
The top. Wowee. What a move.
Well, spectacular, but is it smart?
Some would argue, Ken, if it looks good, it's smart.
Fair play. William Mahay, unfortunately, posterized on that one. Continues to run, now the ball's been set. Carlton, play action. James over the middle.
Oh!
A shot, but holds on. Back to back. Freakish plays by Cheyenne James.
Dylan Napier making big contact.
Two state wide receivers.
Luke Mitchell, I believe it was, sorry.
Sure it wasn't Napier in the 19.
It could have been. That you got 18 and 19 out the back there, and both heavy hitters, so it is a bit confusing.
Yeah, it certainly was Dylan Napier. First and 10. Rhinos coming back to life. Ball on the right hash. And to give to Carlton. He takes the tackle for Ampiata. And let's look further ahead tomorrow. Following the 9 AM game, the Gold Coast Stingrays. They take on the Sunshine Coast Spartans, a team of which many consider to be the Smoky option in the junior division. And then 2 p.m. we see the Colts division take the field with the number 1 seed, the Gold Coast Stingrays, taking on the number 4 seed, the Griffith University Thunder. And to round us out for the 2018 SEQ playoffs, we see a battle between 2 and 3, the Brisbane Rhinos taking on the Bayside Ravens. And let's look retrospectively. So the Thunder and the Stingrays game, the women's division, at 11 o'clock. Boy, wasn't that a joy to watch. The Thunder defeated the Stingrays for the 2nd year in a row in the semi-finals. The men's Ravens vs Thunder 2 vs 3 matchup, possibly even one up to them. The Thunder defeated the Ravens by 1 point to see themselves into the Sun Bowl 2 weeks from now. And of course, right now, we are watching the men's Rhinos finishing in the first position, taking on the Gold Coast Stingrays, giving in their last 5 minutes of title defense in 2018.
Looks like we're about to see Dorayem Apiata make his way to the sideline, the Jesse Williams lookalike. Let's hope he's okay. He looks a bit frustrated.
3 receivers at the left for the Rhinos on 2nd down. Strong end zone. James.
Touchdown.
1 foot is all you need. Another touchdown to Cheyenne James. And you can see why he made the next stage of the NFL Oceania Combine.
And look, the Rhinos have just capitalised on a couple of good plays there, made their way downfield, stayed calm. The pressure was starting to build. Stingrays were making a bit of a comeback there, and Rhinos have just put their stamp on this to say not on our watch. So let's see how the rest of this game plays out. 5 minutes or so in this 4th quarter.
Cockwell looking to add the PAT, and Perkins trying to imitate Cam Chancellor, sorry, Malloy. Trying to hurdle the line, which he did successfully, just a bit too early. We're just going to double check this catch. Look at the body control from James. Oh, but in rotation, he's got control there. There it is, 2 feet. As we come back from that replay, penalty assessed. Ever so slightly easy kick for Cockrell now.
GM James, just a delight to watch him get up there and take those catches, isn't it?
Not wrong. Kick is up and successful. And that brings up the 40 burger for the Brisbane Rhinos.
There's been a flag thrown as well, Ken. Potentially a bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. Does not change the result of the kick, though, I believe. I think the Stingrays are the ones who might be responsible for this.
The Rhinos are in no rush to go back to the previous line of scrimmage.
Looks like Damien Malloy's jumped back to return this one.
Sportsmanlike conduct. I think it was sportsmanlike on both teams. Offsetting and PAT successful. So now it's 2 veterans, Malloy and Perkins. Deep to return.
The Stingrays will have to dig deep and pull out every bit of Stingray pride they need now to recover from this deficit. Big return will certainly help that.
Cockwell sends this deep into the arms of Malloy. Here we go. Malloy running back with full steam. And is taken down by Johnny Nico underneath by Matt Neal.
Oh, some scuffle and back play here.
We didn't catch that in our vision. Let's see if we can catch it on replay.
Mitch Wong looked to be involved in that one. Looks like he took some exception to the shoving when the play was a bit dead there.
Let's see if we can't see it on the wide. We're still going to catch it on that angle either. Oh, why not? Let's go to the extra wide.
Plays down.
And just a couple of
Bit of a
rough
scuffle.
at the back. Nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, let the boys play.
Sportsman once again, setting sportsman likes. Effectively no harm, no foul. So first down for the Stingrays on their own 29.
Stingrays will need to score on every play. Well, every set that they've got here.
We're back trailing by 19. Malloy, quick release.
Oh,
Gets it to Napier goes to full extension to bring that one in. It's good enough for a first down.
You watch here, he has to stick his arms up. Going across that middle there, very brave. It's always tough to do that, you know, you're leaving your ribs exposed. Those safeties are always looking for that.
Malloy steps up into the pocket, decides to run with it. Looks for a block by Polluted, and will run out of bounds just after halfway. Looking at the Rhinos' 43-yard line.
Yeah, Damien points out which man he wants blocked. Takes it to the sideline. Not interested in getting tackled at this point in the game. So the Stingrays are certainly going to need him for the rest of it.
Ball on the Rays 43, 2nd and 6 upcoming for the Stingrays. Trailing by 19. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Malloy with a deep drop under pressure now by Moore. Finds Hobby. Hobby breaks a tackle. And gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Refusing to give up. Into the hurry up now with the Gold Coast Stingrays. Malloy, quick snap. Under pressure. Gets the ball away. Looking for
He's
Polluted.
got it!
He's got it! Polluted with his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Covered by 3 Rhinos, was able to get his arms up and take that catch as well. What a touchdown. So Ken, are you ready to rule them out, or are you gonna continue to think that they're gonna go through and make a comeback here?
I can feel the optimism from you, mate, so I feel I need to balance you out. And I'll be the one to say that it doesn't look like there'll be enough time.
Everyone likes an exciting game, and look, this has certainly been entertaining. Both teams have had some good plays.
PAT is up and successful. The score, the Brisbane Rhinos 40, Gold Coast Stingrays 28.
Back to a 12-point deficit that we saw just before the Rhinos picked up that last touchdown. Do you think we're going to see a short kick here?
I think it needs to be considered. Under 4 minutes remaining. I'll be sending my hands team out.
See, Malloy is out for the kickoff team as well. James Taylor's out there.
To the left side, looks like they're going to kick it out to the right. Had to...
And the Rhinos have picked that one up. Looks like we've got a few people laying around. Parnell looks to have recovered that for the Rhinos to snuff out the onside. Reese Perkins seems to be reeling away with a bit of a shoulder injury at this stage. Let's hope he's okay. 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. 12-point deficit. Rhinos have the ball on their own 49. Gonna need something special here from the Stingrays to turn this run around and recover that football. Trips right for the Rhinos. Handoff. He's got some space too. And the Rays are surrounding him, but he's still driving. And he picks up about 7 yards on that play. Rhinos will be 2nd and 3. Number 44, Tim Carlton, who was just doing what he's been doing for the whole game. Picking up 8 to 10 yards, 4 yards here and there as well. Rhinos again lined up with trips right. Carlton snuffed out. The Stingrays will bring him down for a loss of about 3.
Well, they'll need a pretty sudden stop here if they are to continue this temptation of a miracle.
They're not giving up, Ken.
Not at all. Vernon's still on the field. Appiata, Newton, the D-line there, all hoping they can be the difference. Parnell on the field for the Rhinos. They'll throw here. Strong doesn't like his right side. Now he's under pressure, rolling out to his right. And the pass is incomplete. That'll stop the clock. On 3rd down as well. Not that they really had any intention of attempting a long field goal or a punt. But still buys the Stingrays some valuable seconds if they can create a stop here.
See no change in personnel from the Rhinos. They're going to try and get this first down and wind this clock down a little bit more. Big play here from the Stingrays.
Jordan Appy is a full 12 yards off Parnell. Another pass attempt here from Strong. Finds James for it. No, he can't stay in bounds. It's incomplete on 4th down. The Stingrays are still alive yet.
And they're certainly celebrating too. Let's have a look at this replay. Oh, looks like he's pulled it in while he was out of bounds.
Well, here we go.
The Rhinos don't look to be fully convinced as to that one not being a completed pass.
Well, they have a successful, they've had one successful challenge so far, so...
Coach Booker's got that flag out. Yeah. He's just waiting to see what happens here.
Waiting for an official call. He'll throw that flag the moment it's called an incomplete.
Still no officials have told us the exact result of that play.
They are pleading a significant case here.
Damian Malloy seems to be hanging around waiting for him to throw that challenge flag so he can go and pick it up again.
And incomplete, and the Rhinos will It looks like they're going to send their defense. There was no challenge there. The Rhinos are going to send their defensive unit on to try and close this game out. The Stingrays refusing to die.
Excuse my ignorance, Ken, but can you give me a bit of a rundown of the challenge? Is it a... Do you get one?
Yeah, one
How
per
does it
half
work?
provided you have timeouts remaining. And you can make a second provided you have not made an unsuccessful challenge yet. Here goes Malloy, looking to continue this train. Is that almost intercepted by Johnny Nico? Pass intended to Hobby.
Yeah, you don't want... This is where the Stingrays really need to be composed and ensure that they're completing passes like this. Very little time remaining, and every second is going to count. They need to be moving that ball upfield.
Parnell's in left cornerback. Do you even look his direction this drive?
I back Damian Malloy. I think he can get a touchdown on this drive here.
It's Paludin on James, bottom of your screen. Play action pass. Malloy's under pressure. He finds Tonga Kilo in the flat. He's tackled inbounds. I think. Nice little soccer skill there from Hobby.
3rd and 10, Ken.
Well,
Very
it's 2 down
tough.
territory. They don't need to get it on this down. They need a touchdown, and then we'll need a successful onside kick recovery. Here to create a miracle at the Sunshine Coast Stadium. Don't know what they're checking here. The officials have called stop, and it's to give us the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes remaining here for the Stingrays, unless they can find 2 touchdowns. Malloy throws short for James Taylor, and it's incomplete. Coverage on that on the play by James Cowlishaw.
4th and 10.
Well, and now
Gonna need something special here.
Who you're looking for? You're looking Tonga Kilo possibly over the middle here.
Yeah, so they've certainly had success there. Number 19, Dylan Napier's had his moments as well.
Well, the Stingrays might be using one of their timeouts here. They want to review this. What are they reviewing?
That I'm not sure about.
I'll get an update shortly.
So, 2-minute drill. You do them at training, and this is what they're for. Let's just hope that we see some exciting action in this last 2 minutes, Ken.
Well, they didn't go aggressive on their first 3 downs. They went underneath and they just couldn't complete. They were trying to make an easier 4th down attempt, even at the cost of potential time here. It's still 3rd down. They're looking to, they want to get a look at the previous play. Still haven't been confirmed what they're actually wanting to review. Maybe just to check the ball spot. Whether it's going to be more than 10 or has there been...
Yeah, look, I didn't really see anything there, Ken.
Pass play there is the it's not that actual play there. It's our down one. Okay, they're just checking the down count. They want to make sure they're actually on 4th down. So, that is a bit of a lengthy period, or lengthy process, I should say. Getting confirmation now.
Rhino sideline certainly doesn't agree with it being 3rd down, so 4th down has just changed over to 4th now.
4th, and the Stingrays, they will lose the timeout.
Rhinos have called the timeout. Coach Booker throws his hat. He does not seem happy.
He's shot a pretty dirty look up to the review booth.
This will give the Stingrays a bit of an opportunity to get together and think about what they're going to do on 4th down and 10. Very big decision in the course of how this game will end up. Also gives the opportunity for the Rhinos to get themselves nice and calm, figure out how they're going to try and combat what they believe the Stingrays will throw at them.
After all that's said and done, it is confirmed that it is 4th down. And the Stingrays have lost the timeout. 4th and 10. 1:56. This is the last roll of the dice. Malloy under pressure. Out to his right. He's going to have to run it. And he's taken down. A turnover on downs. And that should be curtains on the Gold Coast Stingrays title defense.
Yeah, well done to that Rhinos defense. They've stepped up, snuffed out whatever Damo was trying to do. 5 wideouts. He was just trying to buy himself some time to hit an open man. And the Rhinos did well to shut that down in the end there. With that timeout gone, you'd probably see the Rhinos a couple of runs and potentially try and 1 first down will certainly end this, I think, Ken.
We're noticing a timeout here for the Stingrays. And that brings them down to 1 left. And with 1:47 remaining, that is not enough to get themselves back on the offensive side of the ball.
We see the Stingrays make their way back out. Rhinos getting into formation.
Stingrays in the unfamiliar position, been on the other side of the victory formation in that semi-final football.
Spectators in general are unfamiliar with the sight of seeing the Stingrays in this position as well. But Rhinos have certainly been, the best team of this season. Probably the best team I've seen in a very long time.
The Stingrays team on them. Having a bit of fun there, and there's a knee. A couple more of those, and many of us will be back down the M1.
So it has been quite the entertaining game. We've seen a big score, 68 points all up. Both sides have scored some fantastic touchdowns. Rhinos at this stage, I'm very confident, will be going to the 2018 GQ Sun Bowl.
There's another knee there by Strong. And one minute remaining here in the 2018 Men's Division Playoffs. One spot taken. One more team about to join them. The 40 seconds, and as we tick down and we see the close to the Gold Coast Stingrays season, look, champions go out on their back. And for the first time since 2010, we're going to see a team other than the Gold Coast Stingrays crowned as Sun Bowl champions in this men's division.
And congratulations to the Rhinos, who are celebrating on the sideline. They are into the Sun Bowl now. Well done.
And there it is. Times hitting 0.0. Joining the Griffith University Thunder in the 2008 Sun Bowl, the Brisbane Rhinos. So there it is. We will be seeing a new champion crowned in the men's division for the first time since 2010. Will it be the first seeded Brisbane Rhinos or the third seeded Griffith Uni Thunder? Rhinos, the deserved winner tonight, and all the way through the season, their undefeated streak continues. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the playoff coverage today. We've still got 2 more divisions to cover tomorrow. Our women's Sun Bowl's decided, now our men's. Time to decide our juniors and our Colts. It starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Once again, back here at Sunshine Coast Stadium. Thank you for your company. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Omaha! Face! Junior! Blue 20! 50's right. Blue! Clear! Omaha! Sit! Let down! 50's right!